Gus G, Fearless, 12 tracks, 52 minutes, the third solo album from the Guitar Master, released April 2018 by AFM Records, produced by Dennis Ward, who also handles vocal and bass duties on this one. The lineup is rounded up by Will Hunt on drums. 3 promo tracks have been released: Letting Go, Fearless, and Mr. Manson. The first album we loved. The second album was a bit of a letdown. Let's see how this one goes. Nick.
Okay, so I mentioned, I think it would have been on last week's show, that if you're going to do something outside your day job, do something completely different. Keep it interesting. Gus G is definitely an example of someone that's stepping outside of the Firewind comfort zone, I think, on this, or his usual job description, Firewind, I should say. I feel when he goes solo, that's when we kind of hear the best of Gus G. Look, Firewind is his thing, it is his baby. But I think when he goes solo under just the Gus G banner, he just lets rip, and that's what I really enjoyed about this. My initial reaction to my initial, I guess, thought of this was, okay, this is going to be another guitar shredder album, all instrumental, everything like this. But I was surprised because, on the contrary, a lot of these songs, or almost all the songs, are really vocal driven, which was surprising. I was expecting it to be like a Joe Satriani or Steve Vai album, and everyone knows how much I love instrumentals on records nowadays. Don't. Look, unless you're Satriani, Vai, or Guthrie Govan, keep them out. But no, this is very vocal driven. It's a pretty varied record, I found, spanning some amazing killer hard rock, all the guitar pyrotechnics you're going to expect, shredfest from start to finish. You mentioned before it was Dennis Ward who plays bass on this. He's also the vocalist. Yep. He's from Pink Cream 69, and I'm a massive Pink Cream 69 fan for many, many years, so I didn't know his voice was this good. I mean, Pink Cream 69's got David Redman, who's one of the finest melodic rock vocalists out there. But now the background vocals of Pink Cream 69 and how good they are makes sense if it's Dennis singing them, because this guy's voice is bloody phenomenal. Overall, this album has some great moments, along with some moments I could do without, though. It's one of those ebbs and flows. Firstly, the good. There are 3 tracks on here that I keep revisiting. And normally when I listen to albums, I normally go through and I think, okay, well, hang on, I've got to keep this one in the memory bank as my top 10 for this year or whatever it is. This one had actually 3 that came into contention for me, which I was not expecting off this album.
Nice.
Nothing to say. Holy shit, what a song. It's all about the vocals here, surprisingly. Ward's vocals are as close to perfect as can be for him on here. His range and how he controls it, ridiculously good. And of course, just a blistering guitar solo over the top of it. Big City's a standout track for me. That's hints to Stevie Ray Vaughan and ZZ Top kind of thing. Was not expecting that from Gus G. Just completely left of centre, and it's really works really well. So that's another one. I liked it because it was so different to everything else on offer here. And Last of My Kind, what a great track. Ward displays his full vocal range on here. Never loses it. Just a great track. Gus again breaks down all barriers. I'm listening to this track, I'm listening to the riffs and the solos, and I'm thinking, how the hell is he doing this? Like, I've got a bit of a guitar and a theory kind of background with that. I'm thinking, how the hell is he doing this? I'm convinced this guy's got 8 bloody fingers on each hand, and they're both bloody double jointed. It's just ridiculously good. On the flip side, though, I'm not a fan of the Dire Straits cover. I've never been a big fan of Dire Straits. I know he's gone, but hey, Jimmy, yep, you know how much you love Dire Straits as well. What was the song? Money for Nothing? Yeah, Money for Nothing. Look, it's still much better than the original because they take it and they flip it on its head, but hey, it's not hard. I'm not a fan of Dire Straits, sorry.
Really?
Here we go. And another thing is they put it right in the middle of the track, right when it was starting to peak for me. Yeah. And then I drag it down with that song, so that was not for me. Where this record differs from the usual guitar shredder solo records is that it's the vocals that really drive this record for me. The riffs are there and the solos are there and all the guitar ranking and stuff, but it's the bloody vocals that got me on this one. That's not a slight on Gus, by the way.
No, I think it's actually a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's actually a testament to his songwriting ability that he can come up with a set of songs that they captivated me for the whole journey of this album. Normally I'll Gus, we reviewed a guitar shredder album last week, whatever. I normally lose interest pretty quick in this kind of stuff, but this one kept me interested, and that's a testament to Gus, so it's not a slight on him at all. Pretty solid set of band-related songs, and that's all you can really ask for. Very different from Firewind, so this one gets a thumbs up from me. Songs I liked, I mentioned them. Nothing to Say, Big City, Last of My Kind, and also Thrill of the Chase. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Cool.
This one gave my eardrums a nice little tickle, actually. I thought this was pretty cool. He's a shred beast. He's got magnificent guitar sound, particularly the lead tone. Is absolutely astounding. But I did find, much like the Hailstorm album we reviewed a few weeks back, they do a few studio tricks in songs that aren't required. Just some little digital effects there. I'm like, with music like this and the musicians this good, you just don't need to do that. Just tell the producer to sod off. Anyway, is it you find as
don't
we're
work with
talking
another band that sucks.
we were talking like in these virtuoso style albums as well, that quite often you get lost, and I'll get bored really easy, and that didn't happen. We didn't get lost in party tricks. We didn't get lost in just a 4-minute blistering guitar solo. No. What they didn't sacrifice here was the songs. Really good, well written, well constructed songs. So you're saying the vocal was an absolute standout. I think the vocals were fantastic, but it's actually the songs themselves, I think, that really make this work. Don't despair if you're a shredhead, though, because there's plenty going on. The instrumental track, Fearless, the track, that's enough to get any guitarist moist. So don't worry.
Definitely.
That one, and look, I'll be playing that to people for a while. That one's awesome. The rhythm section is astounding on this. Now I know who the singer is. I didn't. We'll see there, but what a great voice. Very clever use of track order on this. I thought with the heavy tunes, the instrumentals, the ballads, and even the choice of Money for Nothing as a cover, despite what you might think of Dire Straits. First time through, I thought it was really out of place and didn't belong. Second time through, by the third time through, I actually quite liked it.
Okay.
I thought they actually did pretty well with it.
Didn't really grow on me as
it was a strange one. It grew on me. Like, at first I thought it was particularly out of place, but a couple of times through, not bad. All in all, great album. Loved it. I gave it 9 out of 10.
Nice.
The highlights for me were Fearless, Letting Go, Don't Tread on Me, Money for Nothing, and Aftermath, which I think was all the ones you didn't say.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. So it's obviously a pretty good album.
Cover in there, wow. Now, I always prefer when these guitar albums add vocals and don't become a massive fucking wank fest. That will always put me off. It's good as this one went down the path that I appreciate more for me. But don't worry, as has been stated, there is still plenty of flashy guitar work on this. It's well worked into the songs, particularly in the solos. Caesar, enough. Come here. There's a bit of an Aussie flavour in this, like Ozzy Osbourne. Which it was. It's understandable, but it's never a rip-off. But it's pretty solid riff-driven melodic metal. Very energetic stuff. Very, very well written. I don't know what that is, but something's beeping outside and it's setting the dog off. The production is tight, well presented, has a bit of a wall about it. Everything is well captured and mixed. Just not a lot of depth and space. It does suit them and the sound they're going for, however. So it is for the band. It works well. Some very, very good performances and some extremely well-written songs here, though, and some blistering solos that should be more than enough to please those wanting that side of things. Case in point. The title track is the first of 3 instrumentals, and fuck does that rumble. My God. It's done really damn well. All the performances of this are nothing short of amazing, but the composition is brilliant and the guitar work is blazing. This one grabs your attention in a very big way. Solid track order. Softer touches are applied here and there to break things up nicely. And as a long listen, it doesn't really let you go. The writing and the performance is top notch, and the overall product is presented in a really fantastic way. So it's really like what you were saying. It keeps you there. Keeps you engaged. Good hooks. I love the sense of melody on this one as well. The cover of Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing" is interesting. They've added a nice touch of modernising the lyrics as well. Like, that was a different twist on it. But the song on the whole, even though I gave it a few spins, like 3 or 4, it still felt out of place. They heavied it up to suit the album, but the song itself just still felt a bit out of... I never really...
Because the intro, they kept it basically true to the original. And then they once they kicked in and dropped it, I thought they did a really good job.
They did a good job of it. It's just in the overall album context.
It's odd.
It doesn't... It's still... I don't mind the version, but... where it sits on the album is kind of like it takes you out a bit. It doesn't quite grab me. The second instrumental, Thrill the Chase, is nicely placed about 2/3 of the way through the album, and while good, it's not as riveting as the title tracks. The title track's the best of the instrumentals, but they're all fucking good. There's nothing bad about them. It's just a sort of comparative ranking. They do some nice things with the groove and swing in this, which again breaks things up really well. Credit where due for the diversity and the track order. There's a bit of darkness on this, which is a nice touch to the band. It was funny because I doing the research, I was reading all these mixed reviews on this one. I didn't find the negatives that they highlighted. Like, a lot of people were canning the the cover, but it wasn't as bad as people were making it out to be.
No.
And all the negatives they were talking about in their reviews, I didn't find them all that bad at all. Like, yeah, maybe, but fucking not to the point that they were giving it. There's some nice little touches of acoustic guitar that come through on the last track, the final instrumental, which is a really good way to close things out. And all in all, it's just something of a return to form for me. Like, the first album was really good, the second album was let down after the first album. This one brings it back. It's well written, it sounds good, and my only gripe is only minor. Like, it's not a big thing at all. If you like guitarists that bring others in and use all the pieces to create full and engaging songs, then give this one a go. It's pretty damn good. 8.5 out of 10. Nice. Fearless, Mr. Manson, Little Ain't Enough, Nothing to Say, and Last of My Kind.
Okay.
Check it out for yourselves. I think we've covered the entire fucking album now. So
no doubt.
There you go.
Let us know what you think.